Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. We are going to be doing a day in the life of a homeschool mom. So to start off, we're making breakfast. We've got children making me coffee. I'm going to be making cinnamon toast for them. And then we have some read-alouds. We start off with our history read-aloud. We're doing SONLIGHT. We're on week like 15 or 16 or 17. I don't remember. This is the first day of this book. How We Crossed the West, The Adventures of Lewis and Clark. If you want peace in a house, don't get a golden retriever. Just FYI. And then we are doing the 1 year Bible. So we'll be reading from that as well. And then we'll get into our single subject. So I'll see you on the other side. So we just read pages 7 through 9, and now these are the questions. So our first questions, boys. What did President Thomas Jefferson think about the land west of the Mississippi?
I remember this part.
Yeah.
So Thomas Jefferson asked the French if he could buy just a little bit of land. Then they gave him a whole heap of land. Then Lewis and Clark had to go on an expedition to see the land.
That's true, buddies.
I can get a book that will show the Louisiana Purchase. So this page shows the Louisiana Purchase. So Thomas Jefferson asked the French if he could get a little bit of land, but instead they gave him a whole heap of land, and Lewis and Clark had to go on a big expedition. But before the expedition, Dolly Madison threw on a party for them.
Very nice. Thank you so much for explaining that. So yeah, for early American history, my second grader definitely is comprehending everything we are discussing. I would say that, because I'm doing it with my second grader in kindergarten, I met them in the middle at level A, which is the early American history, but I will say it is definitely more geared toward like a second grader and not like a kindergartner. Just FYI. After our read-alouds and our listening comprehension questions from SONLIGHT, I'm now going to start my kindergartner on his language arts lesson. We did part of this the other day, and you know what? This is a challenging lesson. It's got some difficult blends that he has to do, so we read it, but we're going to read these again. He already answered the questions related to the painting. So my kindergartner and I are gonna do one-on-one lessons with this, and then my second grader is gonna do his math workbook independently upstairs. So he has to finish up his workbook questions that he didn't complete from yesterday's lesson. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I love it, buddies. He is sounding out these words by himself.
Out. Bell.
Good job, buddy. This is hard stuff. And
Mom, do I right hand?
You right hand next, yep.
Oh yeah.
I am so proud of my little kindergartner. He worked so hard on that lesson. Like I said, we did the start of that lesson yesterday. Those are really tough blends. And I think he nailed them. Like, I was really impressed with how like focused and concentrated he was today. So now we're on to my second grader's language arts. We start with It's Good and the Beautiful, so booster cards, and then we'll read Molly and the Falcon. He has arrived.
Yeah, and we used to read Leslie and the Wolves, but then I mastered it. And UI and UE is a bit hard. I'll show you guys UI and UE. I can make the ooh, it, and I sounds, and you can make the ooh and you sounds.
So you've mastered the U and the UI and the UE page. What are we on now? What are we on, buddies?
We are on our poetry reading, and it's called, the poetry is called The Statue.
So yeah, we are on lesson 43. It's about PH. So we're gonna do some spelling practice, it looks like, and then some, the PH, the reading, and then decoding practice. These are always a bit of a challenge, the decoding practice, and then some independent work, again, spelling practice and writing practice. So that'll be interesting to see. So we're gonna start the decoding practice. There's always so many exceptions to the rules that they write in like tiny print. It gets frustrating on these decoding practices because you're like reading and then you have to stop because you have to, there's just so many rules. But buddies, do you want to try this first one?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try with a good attitude.
Privilege.
Wow, buddy.
Like when Wesley earns back the privilege of blowing the horn.
That's right,
And
buddies.
villagers coming to help.
That's right. My second grader and I just finished up his language arts. So he is finished with this reader. He read the last story in this Frog and Toad all year. He is now, my second grader is now upstairs doing his independent work with his language arts from The Good and the Beautiful. And now my kindergartner, it's time for his math. We are doing Singapore Dimensions KA. We are currently on chapter 5, which is comparing height, length, weight, and capacity. So let me show you what lesson we're on. We are on lesson 3. We are doing height and length part 1. So our objectives are to compare length of objects indirectly using a third object. So our third object is going to be this length of ribbon. So my little guy will go around our room measuring with this ribbon. So he'll measure the lengths of certain things. And then over here, our friend Dion is saying that we can measure with our feet. So he'll probably get to measure some things with his feet for this lesson. Okay, buddy, are you ready?
Yeah.
For math? Yes, you are ready, buddies. Okay.
So it's lower. I mean taller.
The bookshelf is taller than our ribbon. Very nice.
It's taller. It's taller.
Probably, that bookshelf is probably how many ribbons long?
10. I mean 10.
Good job!
Probably.
Probably 2. Yeah, probably 2. Okay, what do you want to measure next?
Mom, why is the ribbon not that long?
That's actually, I think, a meter in length, because our second grader is just finished his length, and we used that. I think it was a meter. Okay, what's one more thing you want to measure with the ribbon? I shouldn't call it a ribbon. I should call it yarn. What are you gonna?
Chair.
The chair. Okay. The chair and the table. Okay. And we've got our second grader sharpening some pencils. So we got the chair. Ooh.
I gotta finish up my language arts and some pins and practice. Bye.
Very good, buddies. The chair.
The chair is about the same.
The chair is about the same as the ribbon.
Table.
So he wants to measure the vent with his feet because we moved on to measuring with our feet.
And a lot lower.
How many feet wide is that vent?
Well, I just measured how tall it was.
It's 2 of your feet long. That's right.
2 feet long.
It's 2 of your little feet long. Very good.
2 of my little feet long. How many many of your big feet?
How many of my big feet long is it? Let's check it out. So 1. It's about 1.5 of my big feet long. So that was our whole textbook math lesson. Now we're going to transition to our workbook. And guys, I apologize. We are in the middle of transitioning from Halloween decor to Christmas decor, so my house is so messy. So actually, no, I shouldn't apologize. It is what it is. It's life. So we are now going to go to his workbook pages. So here are his workbook pages he's going to complete. So we're going to be marking the height of ladders and then circling which is taller. And then his last one is marking the length of animals and then circling longest and shortest. So that is my kindergartner's math lesson. So I just finished up my kindergartner's math. I am now having my lunch. I'm in the kitchen having some nachos with some bean dip and some guacamole. I eat before my children, and I have my trusty Winnie girl looking for any crumbs that might fall on the floor. It is what it is. So I'm eating, and then it is gonna be time to prepare my boys' lunch. This is the time of day that always is like, I'm like, okay, what are the boys gonna eat for lunch? So I have to figure that out. Being the lunch lady is probably one of my least favorite jobs, as being a stay-at-home mom. But you know what? It's okay. I'll figure it out. Probably gonna do some like rice and a side dish. Okay, that's where we are. It's 11 o'clock. We're making great time. We are making great time. Okay, let's talk for a sec about what I'm gonna be doing while the boys are eating. So I typically read to them the literature selection from our SONLIGHT curriculum. Now, we've loved the books from SONLIGHT, and we are currently on Roxy and the Hooligans. Let me just say that this book, in the first 2 chapters, like vividly describes bullying. And we are all very sensitive people in this house, so like any negativity of any sort like can really impact us. And oh my gosh, I thought the boys excuse me, were not going to do well with this book. I thought it might make them cry. They did fine, and we actually had some really good conversations about bullying and respecting personal space and understanding what to say to bullies and who to go to, because Roxy, like her motto in this book is do not panic, which she's doing a great job. She's not panicking, but she also never told an adult. She never told her teacher about the bullying. She never told a trusted adult about the bullying, a parent about the bullying. So this was a good conversation starter for those things. But like, I cried in this book when it was describing the bullying that she had to endure. So we're just on chapter 3 of this book. So that is what we're gonna be reading while the boys read. So I will catch you on the flip side. So we just finished our lunch, read aloud, Roxy and the Hooligans. Boys, what do we think about Roxy and the Hooligans?
Great!
What are we learning from Roxy and the Hooligans so far?
So, this is one thing that we learned in Roxy and the Hooligans. So, if a swarm of bees is chasing you, head for the tall grass if you can. And if an alligator tries to get you, you cover its eyes and get on top of its back. And if a bear tries to bite you, slap it in the snout.
It's true. We have been learning that. Yes, Roxy is she panicking, or is she keeping her cool, being calm?
She's being calm, and Roxy's motto is, do not panic.
That's right, do not panic. Okay, so we are now transitioning to my second graders math. So let me show you what we're gonna be doing. So we just started chapter 5, which is all about weight. Yesterday's lesson was all about grams, and today's lesson is all about kilograms. So we are gonna get started on that. And yes, you may be excused.
Mom.
So this little guy, what are you doing, buds? Tell the camera what you're doing.
Hello, friends. I am putting rice in this bag on the scale until it weighs 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds?
Well, 1,000 grams.
1,000 grams. Because 1,000 grams is
1 kilogram.
1 kilogram. Good. So that's what we're doing right now. Getting 1 kilogram of rice. Oh.
Wow. 1,000.
He's gonna take some out. We're getting 1 kilogram. Oh, 999. Just take a few out. There it is. So he is finding things that weigh about 1 kilogram. So let's see how much the Play-Doh bin weighs. Oh, pretty close. Okay, yeah, that's about 1 kilogram. Okay.
Ooh, 8, so.
He's writing his answer. Okay, we're on to the very last problem. So how much more does suitcase A weigh than suitcase B? So how would you solve this, buddies?
So I would solve this by doing the equation 23 minus 18 equals what? So we do 18, 3 minus 8. Nah, we can't do that equation. So we put a cross on the 2 and we turn it into a 1. Then this is weird. We cross off the 3 and turn it into a 13. Then we take away the 8 from the 13, so I know it will equal 5. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. So don't put anything there because there's no such thing as a 0 in front of the number.
Good job. So you did the vertical, great. Let's do the horizontal and then write the answer.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of running around the house, figuring out how many different things weighed certain amounts. So like for 3 kilograms, we found 2 cookbooks. For 5 kilograms, he put 2 chairs. And then the other pages, the previous pages, we did a lot of running around. So this is basically the only sit-down equation he has to do for his textbook. So keep going, buddies. So after his textbook, then he'll do his workbook, which I'll show you in a little bit.
I'll show you something very quick, my friends. This is a bag of rice. This bag of rice weighs 1 kilogram. I knew because 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram.
Very nice, buddies. Do you like the metric system, buddies?
Yeah.
We love the metric system.
Yeah.
It's just way easier than the English system, in my opinion. And these are the 2 math workbook pages he'll have to do today. So he'll have to look for objects that he thinks weighs about 1 kilogram. He'll write the object's name and then check if it's lighter than 1 kilogram, or heavier than 1 kilogram. And then he'll be using a weighing scale that measures kilograms, and then he'll find objects that are heavier than 1 kilogram. And he first will have to estimate their mass, and then he'll have to find the actual weight amount. And then this, fill in the blanks with grams or kilograms. Oh, that's good. And then this will be word problem that he'll have to do. So he does this workbook independently. If he needs help, I help him, obviously. He circles it and then I help him the next day. So I just finished up the textbook lesson of math with my second grader. We are now on room time. It's where everyone goes and rests. The boys can either play in the playroom together or by themselves in their rooms. And I get to rest. This is my little like hour-and-a-half break. It's like an hour, hour and a half. I get to rest. This is my one break of the day. So I'm gonna do that, and then we do our chores, or we call it the blessing. So I'll have one child clean litter box, another child make their bed, like, you know, whatever I need, whatever bits and bobs need done around the house that they can help me with, I have them help me with. And then after the blessing, we have our snack and our final read aloud. This is the read aloud typically of science or sometimes of art if we have a new artist we're learning about. But I think we're gonna do science read aloud today. So let me show you what book we're gonna be doing. We are on DK Plant. Our curriculum is Blossom and Root. It's year 2, Wonders of the Plant and Fungi Kingdoms. We absolutely love it. So I read just like 1 or 2 pages from the whatever book recommendations they have. And today, let me show you what 2 pages we'll be reading from Plant DK. So we are currently learning about angiosperms. Angiosperms are flowering plants. So this is what we are going to read about, a simple flower dissected. Yesterday we actually read Bursting into Bloom, and that was cool to see the life cycle of a flower. What you doing, buddy, for your blessing?
I'm folding laundry.
Yep. So I've got this guy folding laundry. I've got Big Brother cleaning out litter boxes, and then making his bed. But you guys, yeah, bud.
Gonna put this at the bottom.
He's gonna put that at the bottom because he just rolled up a t-shirt that he said he doesn't like. I didn't realize he did not like it, but it is what it is. Well, I think that's it. We're just doing our chores right now, our blessing. We're gonna
Mom,
transition.
I don't like this one either.
Then put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it at the bottom, buds.
And if it's already folded and in there, I'll roll it up twice and put it at the bottom.
That's fine
I
with
need
me.
to roll it up, then or crumble it up, then put it at the bottom.
That is fine with me. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We are just gonna finish up with our science read aloud that I showed you and have snack, and then my second grader is gonna do that math workbook. And I probably will have this kindergartner do a reader. A reader, probably. Do you wanna do a reader, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you good at readers?
Yeah.
You are good at readers. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.